Hey everybody, it's Mike. And before we get started with this week's episode, there's something that we at Escape the Dungeon want to announce and celebrate. We've been lucky enough to have permission from Magpie Games to run our Urban Shadows 2nd Edition campaign before the game is released to the public. Well, just recently, Magpie announced that Urban Shadows is going to be released on March 6th, 2025. And wouldn't it be nice if maybe somebody could get a copy of that? Well, that leads me to my announcement. This week, Escape the Dungeon is celebrating our first anniversary. We are so proud of the work we've done and so grateful for the audience response that we've decided to do a giveaway. We will be giving away a print copy of either Urban Shadows 2nd Edition or Scum and Villainy to one lucky listener who lives within the continental United States. My sincere apologies to all of our listeners from outside that region, but shipping is expensive. Here's how you can enter the giveaway. By sending an email to escapethedungeonpod@gmail.com with the subject giveaway, you enter with one chance to win. You can gain an additional chance to win if in that email you include a screenshot of a 5-star review you left on whichever podcast app you listen to, and an additional chance to win if that email contains a screenshot of you recommending the podcast to a friend in a social media post or text. So that's up to 3 chances of winning. We'll be accepting entries until February 5th, 2025, at which point we'll get in touch with the winner and send their prize. Thank you all for listening. All of the giveaway details are included in the show notes of this episode, and we hope you all enjoy the show. Great, thanks. Talk to you soon.
Escape the dungeon!
Hello, everybody. This is Escape the Dungeon, the podcast where we ask you to join us as we explore the world beyond the world's oldest role-playing game. My name is Mike Cripps, and I will be your master of ceremonies, and I am joined by 4 mystifying players. Zach Brass.
Hello. I'll be playing Bobby the werewolf.
God fucking damn it.
Dom Brass.
Hey, I'm Dom. I guess I'm going to play Cris the wizard.
Nate Brass.
Hi, Internet. I'm gonna be Mike today. Tyler Knittle.
And Tyler Knittle.
As himself.
Fuck! So I guess I'm Dale then?
Yep. I'm just in the universe of the game now. Someone
You can be
dragged
Ezra if you
me
want.
kicking and screaming to Las Vegas, so I'm just there.
I do not want to be Ezra. Each season we will be playing a different tabletop role-playing game. This season we are playing Urban Shadows 2nd Edition, a powered by the Apocalypse game, published by Magpie Games. Oh man, I think we're in a mood today.
There's a lot of fight in this.
We're in such a mood that gosh, I'm gonna let Tyler and Zach do something that I swore I would never do.
No, what?
But
I'm worried.
Before we do that, I want to touch base on something that I mentioned very briefly, I think 2 episodes ago, where I referred to a video game I was worried was not going to be good, that I wanted to be good. And guys, the game's not very good.
Oh.
It's been out for a couple months as of when this episode drops, but Dragon Age The Veilguard, first off, the most awkward "the" in video game title history. Like, just call it DragonAge Veilguard.
Yeah, I got to agree on that one. That sounds weird.
And it's a frustrating game to talk about because hopefully this is like completely over by the time this episode drops, but At the time of its release, it's really at the center of like culture war bullshit. You know, these people on the right who are like, the game's woke. And to be very, very clear, that is not my problem whatsoever with the game. I just think the game's not very good.
What was your favorite previous Dragon Age? Can I ask that?
Probably Origins. I really liked Inquisition 2, and I actually recently went back to Dragon Age 2, and it was better than I thought I remembered it being. So to say, like, I think really highly of this franchise. I love these games, and this new one, Veilguard, just did not do what I wanted it to do. I couldn't connect with the characters. I couldn't connect with the story. I put, probably 20 or 30 hours into it before I was like, I just don't feel compelled to keep playing.
That's totally fair. I think 20, 30 hours. I mean, the last Dragon Age I played was Knights of the Old Republic.
Mike, I played Starfield for like 80 hours before I realized that it was a steaming pile of dog shit. Bethesda, get your shit together. What the fuck?
And so it is something. It is something that I really wanted to be good, but was disappointed in. And so I'm going to give you guys a chance to talk about if there is something that you really wanted to be good, but disappointed you. So I'm going to put 45 seconds on the clock, and I am keeping track of
it's
this.
not going to be Star Wars, by the way. I got a better one. The most ultimate, biggest disappointment.
Now is your one chance.
No, this is the biggest disappointment.
I might pick Star Wars because I think he's going to steal mine.
Fuck off. This is more important than Star Wars. The biggest disappointment for me in video game history, Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
What a dumpster fire of a game. Having played Super Smash Bros. Melee for most of my childhood. Oh, wow. I mean, what a perfect game. And then Brawl came out, and the way they did it right, so they had their website, if you'll remember, where every single day they dropped a new thing. Every morning it would drop like, I think around 6 a.m. our time, East time. Whatever time that was in Japan.
Zach, 45 seconds.
And I'm not done yet.
Your 45
it was terrible.
seconds are up. I'll let you keep talking about Smash Brothers if you want, but your opportunity to talk about Star Wars has passed. It can never be discussed again on this show.
I talk about Star Wars far too often.
That was a combined 45 seconds for both of you.
Bullshit!
Yeah, I didn't realize that applied to everyone.
That's nonsense. I want my goddamn 45 seconds. That was not a stipulation that was presented at the head of this argument.
I was going to make a joke because I knew Zach was going to talk for the whole 45 seconds.
Of course he was. He's Zach. He never shuts the fuck up.
And that's what we love about you, Zach.
Tyler, your 45 seconds starts now.
All right, so Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Solid fucking movie. Let me cook.
Yeah.
Solid fucking movie. Great adventure movie. Lots of fun characters with clear motivations for what they're doing. If they can do it for Pirates of the Caribbean, why the fuck can't they do it for Star Wars? That's it.
Wow, you've still got 20 seconds on the clock.
I didn't have a big point to make.
Well, in fairness, with Pirates of the Caribbean, what did they make? Like one good or like one in like the second two were okay?
Nate, care to chime in on your love for everything that is Pirates of the Caribbean?
I really like the first three movies. The third one is kind of a dumpster fire, but in a fun way.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious before Fast and Furious.
Exactly.
And the other two are okay. They're good movies. They're not bad movies.
The fourth one I thought was terrible, personally.
The fourth one's easily the worst.
Yeah.
It's so
but I don't think
shit.
it's a bad
I thought
movie.
it was bad.
It is a bad movie. It's
watchable.
so I hated watching that movie. It was so boring.
I actually almost walked out of the movie theater.
All right, fine. Here's a more refined take. Just let Star Wars die.
No, you're 45 minutes. You're 45 seconds. Is
I had 20
over,
seconds
Tyler.
banked. Let Star Wars die.
No, it's not banked. You can't bank. You can't bank the 45.
Sure,
it's a
I
sacred
can.
oath.
I reserve my time.
He called halftime.
Okay, Tyler, here's the deal. For the remainder of this podcast's history, you have 20 seconds of Star Wars time that you can activate and deactivate whenever you like, but it is 20 seconds.
I love it, and I hope
I think that's hilarious.
All of you shut up. I'd like to take this time to announce my podcast talking about how much I fucking hate Star Wars and love Star Wars. Follow it on our channel. Email us at what's our email at escapethedungeon.com or something like that.
You have an email, Nate.
But like we don't use it for
look, it's announced at the end of the episode. The email's announced at the end of the episode. Go there. And if you want me to do a Star Wars podcast, I'll do it. Unfiltered, unedited. I'll just rant about fucking Star Wars if you really want to fucking hear that.
We do not have the email at the end of the episode.
Yeah, we do.
No, but you can find it.
Fine. I guess we'll need to amend that. Future housekeeping.
Yeah, we'll amend it.
We want to hear.
By the
on
time
our
this
editor's
episode
radar.
comes out, there will potentially be an email at the end of it.
Which you guys might even know already.
Yeah, it'll
Like,
be
who's to say?
somewhere. It'll be somewhere, and Tyler will tell you.
Yeah, I'll amend the ed credits to say where you can contact us if you feel so inclined.
And if it's funny, we might read it out.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, if you want to hear me bitch about Star Wars, I'll bitch about Star Wars. If you really want that, I might make you cry, but if you really
Nate,
want that.
did you say what disappointed you?
No.
What disappointed you, Nate? This podcast?
Ooh, dude. Ow, bro.
You wanted it to be good, but it's not.
Stop, dude.
This podcast is great.
We're still in the part that I hated the episode, so there's time.
That's funny. That's actually, the start of every episode for Nate. Fuck me.
Yeah, I hate the beginnings too. At least listening to them. I skipped that part.
Yeah, but
by the
your
way.
parents love it.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. This is the
Mom
best
doesn't
part,
listen to 'em.
guys.
Yeah, only our dad listens.
Shut up. God damn it. Well, I was disappointed. I was disappointed by the Dark Knight Rises. That movie just got me. I don't know. I felt surreal when I left the theater because I'm like, I just wasn't what I needed it to be. And no one around me was saying anything like that. And so I was just confused. But then some people on the internet said it sucked. And I'm like, well, I don't agree with that either. I'm just so lost.
It's a very mid Batman movie.
That was just disappointing.
You didn't like the part where Joseph Gordon-Levitt at the very end was like, oh yeah, by the way, my first name is Robin.
I mean, it's corny and dumb, but like, no, that's not my problem with the movie. I'm like, yeah, okay.
But
you
like,
know,
it
honestly,
was obvious
he did
the entire film that he was Robin. Like, it's an awful Robin. I have so much feelings about this, but like, it was obvious that he was Robin.
If you want to hear Nate
I
rant
agree
about
with that.
Batman, he will also be announcing his spin-off podcast talking about how much he hates and loves Batman.
I got one about Halo 2. We've already actually written a script for the first episode.
Oh my god. Can I be on that one too?
Yeah, maybe.
I got plenty to bitch about Halo.
Actually, honestly, it'd probably be a good balance. Somebody needs to keep Joey and I in check.
Yeah, I'm your connection to the everyman, not the hardcore.
I do like that Star Wars one. I don't want to talk about it right now because I want to be sensitive to the people on the call. But the Star Wars stuff is very interesting to me. So I'm here for that.
Oh, but you don't like Batman? Fuck you.
I do like Batman. I think I have more rewrites in my head for Star Wars than Batman. But Batman is definitely something like I can talk to Nate about Batman all day because this guy has just a lot to say. He has so many feelings.
Nate, who is your favorite Batman?
Bruce
Do we
Wayne.
count animated Batmans?
Sure.
is it just Kevin Conroy, or is there another good Batman, you know?
I mean, he's the iconic animated Batman. Do you want to know who my favorite Batman is?
Who's your favorite Batman?
My favorite Batman is Dracula, who is a vampire like you can find in our Urban Shadows campaign. Previously on Urban Shadows, a meeting between Bobby, Ezra, and a sand dealer named Fady escalated as weapons were drawn and monstrous forms were taken, and things only got worse from there. The power surged, extreme damage was done to Ezra's apartment, and after Fady admitted he was dealing sand on behalf of a demon called Barkhan, Bobby killed him. Despite orders from Azrael to keep the truth hidden, Ezra chose to hand over a mysterious orb of Fady's to Cris and Dale. The crew tried to escape the building before the police arrived, but on their way out, they realized Ezra wasn't with them. Instead, he was magically taken somewhere by a displeased Azrael and stripped Ezra of a piece of what little humanity he had left as punishment. I would like to start this episode in a scene that does not involve any of you. This is just for me and the audience, baby.
Wow. Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
Should we hop on?
Why are we even here?
Yeah, you guys can put your feet up,
Just
relax.
leave the call.
This will only take like 20-30 minutes.
Dude, I recorded the fetal position. Like, are you kidding me? My feet are already up, baby.
I would like to open this week up on the scene of the hallway of Ezra's apartment.
Yes.
We see that the lights are still out, but there are flashlights moving back and forth around the hallway, illuminating it and showing the damage that has been done here. The door to Ezra's apartment has been knocked off its hinges. Just the walls have been like stripped in both directions, and like even into the stairwell where Cris, magically pulled everything towards her. There is blood, there are bullet casings, and there are 2 corpses in the hallway. That of Fady and that of the goon. And as these flashlights are illuminating all of this and illuminating into Ezra's apartment, which is equally as tossed over and destroyed, we see that there's a classic pair of beat cops that are looking around, tall, skinny, lanky guy and like short, squat, chubby guy. And they're both looking around, and short, squat, chubby guy, he's like barely holding back from like getting sick all over the place as he looks over these 2 mangled bodies.
What's the matter, rookie? First day on the job?
It was a rough day to pick jelly donuts.
I picked a hell of a day to quit drinking.
We'll say, Tyler, you're playing the tall, skinny officer, and Nate, you could play the short, squat officer. What are these beat cops' names?
I'm Officer Robbie Crumbcake.
Done. Easy, on point. I like to see it.
Officer Crumbcake.
Officer Crumbcake.
And I'm Officer Meyers.
Crumbcake and Meyers, you guys are looking over the scene, and I mean, you've seen a lot of crime in Vegas, but usually not something quite as destructive as this.
Oh man, it's usually a rough night out. Looks like they had a rough night in.
What?
2 John Does, plenty of bullet casings, but no bullet holes.
No, it looks like they were ripped apart by a bear, man.
Guess our pup wasn't that good of a shot.
You could say that again.
Looks like he went all animal on him. Like a bear.
I love this.
And as Crumbcake and Meyers are discussing the crime scene and their theories, another flashlight, like a big, powerful, like mag light, sweeps over the two of you.
Ah, watch while you're pointing that thing. You could blind a man.
And you hear a voice coming from the direction of the light here. And he says, "Whoa, sorry, man." And the light clicks off, and the two of you see that there's another man standing in the hallway. And he's wearing a sleek windbreaker, and he starts to reach down, and he just goes, "I'm reaching for my identification."
Why don't you get out of here? This is an active crime scene.
"I know it is, officer. That's exactly why I'm here." And he reaches down and he pulls out his wallet, flips it open.
Bang, 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 bang.
And
Shoot him dead.
Flashes a badge at you. He falls dead to the ground as another guy walks
more
past him,
justice served. We're darn good cops.
"You just killed my partner. Stop it. Stand down."
Well, then he shouldn't have reached for a gun, now shouldn't he?
"I am an agent with the Bureau."
What kind of bureau are you talking about? We're the bureau.
"The Bureau."
Whoa.
You scan your flashlights over him, and you see this handsome young, like Japanese American man, long black hair, and he flashes his identification at you, and he says, "My name is Special Agent Ryan Arizona, and I'm taking over this investigation." And we cut.
Sorry, bucko, but this ain't your jurisdiction. We're Vegas
Actually,
cops.
he's quite attractive. We must listen to him.
No, don't be swayed by his handsomeness. This is our case, and I'll be goddamned if any bureau's gonna take it off my hands.
And he shoots Crumbcake and Meyers, and they'll never see it again.
Oh, God. Cup of cup crime. Why?
No! My backup character. I had a full season's worth of bad cop puns.
Won't anyone think of the cops?
Stay tuned for our Crumbcake and Meyers spin-off show.
Oh my god.
This is the best episode ever.
Twitch.tv/escape the dungeon.
Yeah, Special Agent Ryan Arizona taking over the case. But I now want to cut over to I just want to check in with Ezra real quick, because Ezra has been left alone in a dark room with no windows or doors. Azrael taunted you, gave you a vision of your sister, and then ripped away a piece of your humanity, inflicting corruption on you. And it's my understanding that that was enough for you to fill up your corruption trap and gain a corruption advancement.
Yeah. That was it. That was number 5.
Yeah, so you've marked corruption 5 times. You are now going to clear your corruption track.
I'm evil now. I'm corrupt. Everybody, if you didn't like Ezra before, well, you're not going to like him now.
Well, let's talk about that real quick, because the only thing that technically happens to Ezra right now is you get to clear that corruption track, and you get to pick from a list of corruption advancements. Filling up that track makes Ezra more powerful in this moment. But I would also encourage you to explore what this means for Ezra, how Ezra feels becoming more corrupt.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this was an impactful, I think it played out perfectly, right? I could have just gotten corruption doing some regular goon work, but instead I was tortured.
So now he has a white hair.
Yeah, obviously, that's how it goes. It's a patch of white hair, probably. Yeah, so I get a new ability. That's the most important part. But also, Ezra changes forever. The Ezra you knew is gone.
Yay.
So whenever you fill up that corruption track, you do get to pick from a list of things. You can either become more powerful in one of your 4 primary stats, such as blood or mind or spirit or heart, just to name all 4 of them. You can take a new corruption move, which is a special a group of powers that are unique to your playbook, or you can always choose to retire your character if you really want to. You might be asking, why would I choose that? Why would I choose to retire? Well, you probably won't right now, but the way that the corruption advancements work is that you can't pick the same one more than once. So you will eventually hit a point, if you keep gaining corruption, where you will be forced to retire this character, and not just retire them, but possibly they may return as a threat afterwards. So all of you keep that in mind as you become more corrupt.
Okay, well, obviously I can't do that because Sylvester Stallone still owes me a debt. Gotta pay that off before there's any chance of retiring Ezra, as much as you all hate him.
So tell me what ability you chose.
Yeah, I'm taking +1 to a stat. It's boring, but it's needed.
What stat?
Spirit.
Lame.
He wants to let it out better.
Yeah, I want to get more effective corruption and stuff.
No, I get it. It's actually good, yeah.
So there's something about this experience, about gaining this corruption in this moment, that is strengthening Ezra's willpower.
Yeah, and obviously it's the fact that you just threatened his sister. And not Azrael, I mean you, Mike, the GM, just threatened his sister. And he's going to remember that.
And Ezra, I think you are out cold for a little while after Azrael does this to you, after he takes this from you. And when you wake up, you are still in this pit, this dark, windowless, doorless room. You are left pacing around in the shadows, trying to find a way out, but there is no way out. You are being punished. And you might be here for a little while. And before we cut away from Ezra, I just want to know where his head is at in this moment.
No, so he is just furious at Azrael and himself, and questioning what he's even doing with this whole situation, and remembering that, like, the whole reason he's even in this situation is to sort of because of his own dumbness, and also kind of, you know, now he has to protect his sister. So, you know, he's mostly mad. Mad is the word.
Little angsty boy.
He's if there's walls, he's just like dragging his, you know, sword or something against the walls, or demon claws, whatever he's got available.
I love that image of just, you have your sword that has not been taken from you, just dragging it against these like brick walls, letting the sparks kind of fly off of it, and that being the only source of light in this room right now.
Gonna need a serious sharpening after this.
As Ezra just stews and blunts his sword. We'll come back to Ezra in a little bit. But with that image in mind, now let's go over to Bobby, Cris, and Dale, as the three of you are like retreating away from Ezra's apartment. That's where we left you guys. What is your plan here?
We gotta split up. Stat.
Yeah, all right. No worries. I'll figure something out.
Let's get a cover story straight. We were out somewhere.
Is that it? Is that it? We were just
so
out.
good at cover stories.
We
Dale.
were
Yeah,
out.
like
Well, I was hoping
We were
someone
out.
else would come up with a better excuse. I'm bad at alibis.
I don't know, man. Like
I don't know. We were out. Seems pretty solid to me, right?
Hey guys, I'm here too. Bobby, you gotta get me somewhere safe. You said you would.
oh yeah, I did say I would
It's
do
me,
that. All right.
Leon.
Yeah, hey Leon. Yeah, I'm gonna go find somewhere safe for Leon. Unless one of you guys had weird schemes for Leon. No? All right. Leon, we're gonna go find you somewhere safe to live. I guess I'll see you guys later, all right? Just stay safe. And is that our cover story? We were out? I mean, I don't think it's good, but I'm not worried. So, like, you know.
At the very least, we haven't seen or talked to each other in like 3 weeks.
Okay, that feels like we're inviting problems if they see certain cameras, but
Cameras burned down.
all right. Either way, I think that's fine. I didn't see you guys tonight. And Leon, let's go find you a place.
Just don't talk to cops. Don't trust them.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So you guys split up. Where is Cris headed? Just home?
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend is in Dale's car, so I think Dale has to drop me off. So much for splitting up.
So Dale,
you drove me here.
Yeah, I'll take you home.
So Dale and Cris are headed back to Chris's place with Celeste. Bobby and Leon, you guys split up on your own. Where are you headed, Bobby? What's your plan?
My plan is to rely on the debts that I have acquired thus far, which is not many because I keep spending them. But I still have a debt from Mr. Let's do some light eco-terrorism. And I figure let's bring that out because I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this guy anyway. So I say screw it. See if he can do me a favor, do me a solid here, and help Leon hide out.
That was blessing the Fae, right?
Yes, that is blessing the Fae.
Yeah, you know that Blessing is usually posted out front of the Mandalay Bay Casino protesting their big aquarium that they have in that particular casino. So you can head in that direction back towards the Strip to try and find Blessing. But there's a thing I want to do with Bobby. Because one of Bobby's complications for transforming into wolf form is attracts supernatural presences. You might recall at the end of last week's episode, I said there was a whole bunch of ghosts that came and that were outside of the apartment building as you were walking out. And some of those ghosts are following you, Bobby. Just sort of meandering, slowly floating as you move away. And they're not going to be a problem for you to outrun or anything like that, but you do spot that there is one ghost you have seen before. A ghost that has been appearing to you for quite some time, has been a bit of a nuisance. It's a ghost that Cris had been helping keep at bay, going back to character creation. But Cris is not here with you now to help you deal with this. So you see this ghost is gaunt, is obviously spectral, but the image is all flesh and bones, visible ribs, a ghost that looks like a person, a man that has not eaten in a very, very long time. And he's just floating in your direction as you walk away, Bobby. And he's just moaning, "Sell out! Sell out!"
Oh my god, that's so rough, dude.
"Sell out!" And Leon, sees this and gives you a quizzical look.
It's a ghost, man. Don't worry about it, all right? Does this guy have a name?
You would just know him as the Gaunt Man.
I guess we keep walking. And usually I have Cris take care of this for me, but because I can't do anything, this guy sucks. This is the worst. I was like, why is he going to be a threat? No, it's because he's saying, oh, dear God.
And so Bobby and Leon sort of start hustling, moving away, and slowly those moans of "sell out, sell out, sell out" fade away until you can no longer hear the Gaunt Man. You are able to find Blessing in front of the Mandalay Bay. If you are planning to cash in your debt, Blessing accepts that, offers Leon a place to stay for a little while, and Leon departs, leaving you on your own.
Well, especially because I just got scarred by the Gaunt Man. I think I'm just going to wander the streets and just do some light Batman stuff, light Batman work, and just try to take my head
just sucking blood and
whoa, not like Batman
ladies.
As in no, I'm gonna go around and attack Batman. Criminals. Yeah, I'm gonna attack criminals.
You're gonna head back to your territory.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna be kind of wandering around. I'm not gonna go back to the house.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll leave Bobby there for now. And let's go back to Dale and Cris as Dale drops Cris off at home. You guys chat about anything on the ride home, or you planning to sort of just quietly enjoy each other's company?
Put on some music.
What's Dale gotten the cassette player?
Wow, the cassette player. Come on, man. Give me some credit. He's 40, not 80. Like, come on.
Dale just seems like a cassette kind of guy. It's not like a value judgment.
Look, you have no idea how stoked Dale was in his mid-20s when CDs dropped, okay?
Look, his car might have a cassette player, but he's got one of those cassette Bluetooth receiver things.
Yeah, exactly. It's no, even better. It's one of those cassettes that has the wire, the aux cord on it that you can plug into.
I had one of those when I was 18.
Yeah, it's one of those. That's what he's got because that's what he can afford.
So you guys just listening to some Willie on the way to Chris's place?
No, we're listening to Working Man's Dead. We're high on cocaine driving that train.
I love that song.
You better watch your speed, Casey Jones.
What are you guys doing?
Riding that train. High on cocaine.
Casey Jones, you better
watch your speed. Okay, what are you doing, guys?
Staying under the speed limit and coming to a full stop at every stop sign.
Awkwardly avoiding eye contact with each other.
Yeah, I'm a little shook up by this. I did not sign up to see dudes murdered.
It sounds like everyone is just kind of ready to put this night behind them and get back to work. So I think this is a good opportunity to more or less fast forward a little bit. The closest thing that Urban Shadows has to downtime is a group of moves called city moves. This is the kind of thing where your character maybe has like a longer term goal. You are trying to learn something or change something within your circle or gather information, or maybe just like get back to your daily life a little bit. And rather than doing all of those things like scene by scene by scene, we can do one of these moves and kind of represent the passage of time a little bit on a little bit of a larger scale. How does that sound?
Sure. What day of the week are we starting?
So all of this happened, I believe, late Friday evening. If I have been tracking things correctly, we'll say it's basically Saturday, March 23rd. And the way city moves work is you will get a number of city moves that you can do equal to your highest status in any circle. Obviously, for all of you, that's 1. So you guys will get 1 city move each. There are 4 that you can do as a status 1 character. You can weaken someone's standing. You can put out the word that you need something. You can consult your contacts, or you can tend to your business instead of meddling in city affairs. So maybe think about what your character is trying to do over the course of the next week or so. Except for Ezra, who is going to stay in the hole for a while. Let's start with Cris, because I know Cris has a lot of stuff on her plate and a lot of things that you want to do. I'm also going to just say that over the course of this next week, Cris, you do get a text from your buddy Silas that tells you that Josh has, let him off the hook. And he thanks you for doing that and says that he has gotten a hold of some Ifrit ash for you that you had asked him about. So you are able to collect that over this next week as well, on top of your city move.
I think I would go to my sanctum, get the Ifrit Ash, and start like looking up different tomes and stuff, trying to figure out a spell to neutralize whatever is happening to Celeste, and like figure out like what it is and how I can counteract it.
Totally. And let's actually start with when you go to collect the Ifrit Ash from Silas, he pulls out from under the bar where he's bartending like a glass vial, very ornate looking, and with like a elaborate cork put into the top of it. And it is filled with this fine red substance. And as he hands it to you discreetly, he does say, "Hey, be careful with this, Cris. It took a lot to get this, and like I said before, that it's getting harder and harder to get this stuff. Word is, and you didn't hear this from me, but these sand dealers, they've been scrounging up every last gram of this stuff. Rumor is they're using it to make their drug. So, this is valuable stuff you got, Cris. Don't let anybody else find out you've got this."
So you're telling me everyone in town's been getting high off Ifrit Ash?
I mean, I'm sure it's got other stuff in it, They do something to it to turn it into that sand, but yeah, word is that this is one of the key ingredients.
It's like Sudafed.
Yeah, it's magical Sudafed. And so you are able to then take it back to your sanctum, and this is the ingredient that you needed to understand what is happening to Celeste, to diagnose their problem with this red mark in their hand. So you take it down into the sanctum, and the bouncing gargoyle bust assistant helps you perform this ritual, in which you take the ash, and it sort of floats through the air and morphs and congeals in these globule shapes, and Celeste is looking like a little freaked out about it all.
It's all right, honey, just snort it, you'll feel better.
And Celeste takes a deep breath and Okay, I can do this.
Cris pulls out a $1 bill and rolls it up.
Yeah, we can do this. We can do this, all right. I'm the best wizard in this goddamn city. Woo!
I got a great idea for a new business.
Great idea for a new spell.
You want to make an app?
And so Celeste does breathe in this dust, this ash that's floating in the air. She breathes it in deeply, and she holds it in her lungs for a long time before exhaling it. And when she exhales it, the red dust has turned into black smoke, and the smoke forms glyphs in the air, and you are able to consult your various texts, your various tomes here in the library to translate these glyphs. And the translation that you come across is that the mark that is on Celeste is a sign of paradox. It is the result of one holy entity simultaneously coming in contact with two separate unholy entities in a way that should not be, not just because a holy and unholy entity shouldn't interact, should not come into contact, but because it is, I say unnatural. Obviously, all of this is unnatural, but it is against almost every law of cosmic and mystical balance and understanding that Cris is aware of, that two simultaneous unholy energies should be overlapping in such a way that would cause this. Like, it is a twofold paradox here. And Cris understands that that must mean that, one, there is obviously something holy about Celeste, something inherent to her. But also, there are two unholy influences within Josh King. Two distinct and separate demonic powers that are manifesting at the same time in a way that, you know, is quite simply unsustainable, and if left unchecked, could be very, very bad.
Well, with that new information, I think it's time for me to consult my contacts.
So this is a move that you can do. It might not necessarily be talking to Nigel specifically, but to reach out to other members of the power circle, and whether that's the powers that be, Nigel's faction, or if you know any independent wizard contractors out there in the city, but to see if you can maybe get some answers. So how this works is you get to roll with your status in that circle, your status being 1 in power. And depending on your role, you get to ask questions. And however many questions you get, or whatever the consequences of the answers to those questions might be, depends on how well you roll. So go ahead and roll with your power status.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, so on a 9, you are going to get to ask 3 questions of your contacts, and they will answer to the best of their ability. Additionally, you are going to get something called hold. You are going to get 1 hold. And what that means is you can spend your hold 1 for 1 when you are acting on this information you get to replace a future role. This is like a future role that you can bank and spend anytime you want, whenever you're doing something that is directly related to the information I'm about to give you. And you can spend that to take a 10 plus on that future role. So it's basically getting a free, really good success in the future, which is pretty incredible. The questions you can ask are: what conflict is everyone talking about? What happened to blank? What has blank been up to recently? Who is responsible for blank? And who has a debt on blank? So what 3 questions does Cris want to ask?
Who has a debt on Celeste?
Who has a debt on Celeste? Wow. I mean, certainly the people in your faction, the members of the powers that be, are able to tell you that Celeste has lived a phenomenally sheltered life. And prior to your arrival in Las Vegas, basically never left the powers compound, its bases, its safe houses. So the people that have a debt on Celeste are high up members of the power circle. We're talking people like Nigel.
You previously stated that the powers that be is I believe, Power 2 faction. So there's some infighting. Is that like a couple people would know about Celeste? Does the whole faction know about Celeste?
You would know that there are actually very few people within the powers that be that know as much about Celeste as you do. It's really you, Nigel, and Nigel's chief rival, and also second in command within the faction, a woman named Adrian Cartwright. And Adrian and Nigel would be the only two people within the powers that would have a debt on Celeste.
Interesting. For my second question, what conflict is everyone talking about?
That's an interesting question because just as a little teaser, it's gonna come up a little bit later after the city moves when I get to do my first roll of the game. What? Spoiler. No, the conflict that everyone is talking about is what's going on with the Spring Fairy Court and the Sons of Earthly Filth. From what you can hear, from what your contacts are talking about, the fairies might be ramping up to take action against the Sons if nothing else happens to stop that from happening. All, of course, because in retaliation for the Sons being identified as the reason the princeling was attacked.
Just let them kill those guys. There's like 14 of them.
And what is one more question Cris would like to ask?
I don't know if this works exactly, but I want to ask, who is responsible for the magic slot machine? Is there a history to this thing? Where it came from? Is there like a story of like, oh yeah, when Merlin lived in Vegas, he made this magic slot machine?
That is a fantastic question that your contacts will answer to the best of their ability, which is, we don't really know. These sorts of magical totems, are sort of naturally, again, obviously not naturally, but, you know, whatever, naturally occurring. And it's a matter of debate among wizards of how they came to be, or who created them, or how they could be created. But generally speaking, spellcasters or other magical entities that are sort of spiritually attuned to these sorts of things have ways of finding and using them. And the people you talk to about this sort of point you back to this woman, Matilda. And they certainly mentioned to you that Matilda was somebody who tried to join the powers that be, that tried to join your faction, Nigel's faction, but was denied membership. Let's go back to Dale then. We've been a little light on Dale recently. I want to give Dale a chance here to do something fun. What is Dale gonna try and do over the next week or so?
I'm torn between weakening someone's standing or tend to my business. Now, I already skipped a day of work. I gotta go to work, man. I got bills to pay. I got things to smooth over with my wife, whose name is Hannah, in case you forgot.
They did. Everyone forgot.
I
know
forgot.
everyone forgot. Exactly. That's why I mentioned
Your
it.
ex-wife who still lives with you, right?
Yeah, my ex-wife that still lives with me, which is an awkward situation. You can imagine why I'm not home too often. Dale tends to avoid his problems. But anyway, because of all this, I'm tempted to tend to my business.
Okay. When you tend to your business instead of meddling in city affairs, Dale's putting his nose to the grindstone, doing some honest labor, honest tow trucking. Tell the MC how you pass the time and roll.
Oh my fucking god! You gotta be kidding me!
Snake
Guys,
Eyes.
that's a
Hey.
drunken hangs with Ezra again.
No, son of a bitch!
Oh,
Surely
I
there-
rolled as bad as you could roll. That was 2 1s. You know what? Go ahead and read out what happens on a miss there, Mr. Cripps.
On a miss, an NPC interrupts your day-to-day business to cash in a debt you had hoped they'd forgotten about, mixing you up in a mess within your circle you'd rather have avoided.
God fucking damn it.
I know, it's so cool. I'm really glad.
I think there is only one possible thing that can happen here.
Fuck.
Dale, you are called out on a job. You know, out of the city, out to the desert, where a car is broken down and needs to be towed, and so you take your truck out into the hot, flat, red-tinted desert.
It's not that flat, actually, but go on. The landscape around Las Vegas is actually very nice. I will say that. The desert's really cool.
It's like in Breaking Bad when everything is suddenly like orange to let you know it's Mexico.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, you know what? It helps communicate things.
That's hey, the camera tells the story, you know.
You head out to the desert and you do see a broken down, smoking, beat up old car. Real piece of junk.
Ford found on road dead.
And as you pull up and park, you recognize Moose Calhoun.
Wow, who could have saw that coming?
Sitting on the hood of the car, chewing on a toothpick, wearing all white denim with a big bushy beard and big bushy hair, and a satisfied smirk on his face.
I'm just picturing young Colonel Sanders.
Way more disheveled.
Young Colonel Sanders on a bender.
Yeah, Colonel Sanders on a bender.
Yeah. This is Vegas, baby.
Well. If it isn't my old buddy Dale, here to rescue me from my predicament.
No.
What do you mean, no? I'm a paying customer, aren't I?
No.
You need cash in advance to take me back to the city? That how this here works, Dale? He pulls a wallet out of his white denim jacket.
Dale spits on the ground. What seems to be the problem?
The problem is my piece of shit car here crapped out on me, Dale. And what is a man to do in such a situation than call out to an old friend and ask for help?
That does seem to be quite the unfortunate turn of events for you. How can I help you, sir?
Well, you can give me a ride back to jolly old Las Vegas, for one, but, now that I think of it, Dale, there are other matters that come to mind that I think I would rather like to discuss with you. And he, steps real close to you, Dale. You see, Dale, the boys and I were doing some work for the cause, the cause you once upon a time convinced me you believed in, but I suppose we were both wrong in that belief, weren't we?
It's wrong, all right. I'm just here to tow the car.
Dale, I realized you deceived me, Dale. I trusted you. I sought your guidance. I asked for you to do something for me. And not only did you not do it, but you would have had me believe that you did. You know what that makes you, Dale?
Better man than you.
Ha! Throws his head back and laughs. Better man than me? I'm an honest man, Dale. I can't abide by that kind of deceit, particularly for a friend. But fortunately for you, Dale, I am a forgiving man.
Well, ain't that kind of you?
I am willing to look past this act of subterfuge that you have done onto me, if in exchange you will do me one little thing.
Dale's just squinty-eyed staring him down. He's not even meriting an answer to that.
And he whispers in your ear, I know Leon helped you out, Dale. Leon's a traitor to the cause. It's clear as day. Bring him back to me. And what's happened between us can be forgotten. Clean slate between you and I. Like nothing ever happened.
To pull the curtain back, I'm currently reading up on the move Refuse to Honor a Debt.
Yeah.
Mike, would you like to do the honors?
Yeah. So when you refuse to honor a debt, you can roll with the difference in status between you and your creditor. The difference here is 2. On a hit...
Would that be a -2 to me then? Because I think he's status 3?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It would be a -2 because you are status 1 and he is status 3. Go ahead and just roll for me.
This is for all the marbles, boys.
You got this. Let's go, boys.
You get those level 6s after that snake eyes.
I trust in the heart of the cards.
Ooh, not good.
That's pretty... Oh, no minus in there? No, that's not good. Dude, you should have said dice, not cards, you fool.
I know.
All right.
Duke Devlin would be so displeased.
That's a 5 total?
Yes.
A 5 total is a miss. I love this phrase, straight from the rules. You can't avoid the hammer. Either honor the debt in full or erase all the debts owed to you by their circle, all mortalis debts owed to you, not just Sons of Earthly Filth, all mortalis debts owed to you, and take a -1 ongoing to status with their circle until after time passes.
Fuck.
So either give Moose Leon or lose out on a lot of influence within the mortal realm of Las Vegas.
Fuck Moose. I'm not doing it. Erase all the debts owed to you by their circle. So all mortalis debts, which is 1. Well, also Moose's, but that's kind of a moot point by now.
More like a moose point.
Yeah, so much for that. It's too bad I was too antagonistic, but that also means that Cyril Callis, a famous paranormal investigator who gives out, air quotes, free advice from the comfort of his apartment bus stop. Yeah, that useful ass NPC doesn't owe me a debt. Oh no.
Oh no, I wanted to hang out with that guy.
And now you're also treated as a status 0 PC until time passes, pretty much.
Yeah, until time passes. How long is time passing?
Well, it could be another 8 episodes for all we know.
Could be for the rest of the series.
Fuck you.
It won't be for the rest of the series, but like, you know, this is the first
I'm
time we're
like
doing time
the
passes.
final arc.
I'm not honoring a debt to a guy who wants to destroy the world. Fuck
No,
you.
look, you have to do it.
No,
but
we
like
get-
it
yeah,
does
we're
fuck
with
you.
you.
You're
I'm
you're
on your
gonna,
side,
you're
but
gonna
this is not
struggle.
good.
Yeah.
This is a bad thing. Like, if this was like one of the other PCs, honestly, this could be a problem.
Yeah, but it's not one of the other parts. It's only Dale, who's just a dude with small time debts. He's just here.
So Tyler, tell me what happens.
After I Clint Eastwood squinty eyes stare Moose down, Dale spits on the ground again. I'm done with you, Moose. I'm done with you. You'll never get another thing out of me. So long as I live.
Just start cackling like a madman. And he falls onto the ground and just sits there in the desert dirt laughing as you hop in your car and drive away.
Dale goes home and makes like the best hamburger helper he's ever made for him and his ex-wife.
We'll get to that in a moment. Bobby. Talk to me.
Bobby. So what Bobby would like to do, first off, I have this ability that I rolled in the very first episode, comes with the territory. So if you are actively patrolling your territory when time passes or at the start of the game, roll blood. So I do want to use this. Can I use this in conjunction with a circle ability, or is it just this?
I think you'd get both this and a city move.
Heck
So,
yeah.
Let's roll for blood and see what happens.
That's an 11.
Nice.
Let's go. On a 10 plus, your territory is secure and trouble is at a minimum. Take +1 ongoing when you hit the streets in your territory.
Okay, great. Bobby's territory is just like fully under control over, the next week. No trouble whatsoever. And, if, in the coming few sessions, you need to hit the streets to get what you need, you'll get a bonus to that because of how safe and good your territory is right now. So No issues there. What else is Bobby doing over this week in addition to his patrols?
So ultimately, Bobby will have, taken that case from last episode, and I'm assuming would have gotten the bauble or whatever it was, the little, what was it, an orb with smoke in it?
I don't think I'm giving that to you right now.
That's what I'm asking, right? So your character just took it.
Yeah.
Okay. So my character doesn't know about that. I'm going to talk to my contacts.
Okay. So yeah, as you consult various members of the Night Circle, some werewolves, vampires, or ghosts that you may know, go ahead and roll with your status in Night, which is 1.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, man.
Dude, Bobby's OP.
A 10. Wow. So just like Cris, you are going to get to ask 3 questions that your contacts will answer to the best of their ability, but you get to hold 2, which means on 2 future rolls while acting on the information that you get, you will be able to just get a 10 plus instead of rolling. So which of those questions would you like answers to?
I want to know everything I can, so I'm going to try to phrase it, but explain where I'm coming from. Because basically, I'm trying to find info on Barkon here.
What has Barkon been up to recently?
I know he's selling drugs, but yeah, I guess that would be my first. What has he been doing recently?
Let me address something real quick then. So you can consult with your contacts in any circle. It doesn't have to be your circle. So if you
Wild might know more about Barkon.
Yeah. So if you are trying to find information about that, Night might not be your best go-to. I'm willing to let that roll carry forward, but just adjust it to your wild score, which would be 1 less, right?
Yeah, so it'll be a 9 total instead, but I'll take it.
A 9. Okay, so
you're gonna hold 1.
Yeah, so you'd hold 1 instead of 2, but you would still get to ask 3 questions. It's just now, Bobby is going to ask about going to demons and fairies and tainted like Ezra to try and find information.
So ultimately, I guess I want to say who is what has he been up to recently, other than what I know he's been up to? Or is that a stupid question? I just don't know a lot about him right now.
I need to know if that's the question you're asking before I tell you how stupid a question it is.
Fuck, really? Okay. Well, all I know is that he's the boss. So I'm going to say, what has he been up to recently? Yeah.
So the members of the Wild Circle that you talk to, a lot of them have just straight up not heard the name Barkon, but a few of them you ask about do. They are able to tell you all they really know is that he's the one behind sand, possibly the one who's making it himself, though unclear. And it seems to be some sort of power play, I guess is the right word, where the sense you get is this is straight up not about money. Obviously, a lot of money is being made off of sand, but it is about influence. And I think you talk to one imp in particular who she just gets in close and she whispers, "It's about souls, Bobby."
Okay. Soul shit, man. The soul dealers. What the fuck? Wait. The sand or the game, what they're doing? Okay, I know that's a wild question.
I mean, it's all one and the same.
Okay, but the sand doesn't like literally link you to like demonic forces, does it?
Shrug.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's something to try. Huh. All right. Well, fucking. All right, I'll see you around. And I'm going to go keep asking questions. Unless I can try to dissect this person. I didn't want to. Okay. So, can I ask who has a debt on Barkon? But no one's going to know. Because they don't even know who he is. Yeah, fuck it. I'll try it just to see. Who has a debt on Barkon? Maybe I should use it on other characters. No, I'm in wild anyway, so fuck it.
Are you locking in that question?
Yeah, I'll lock it in.
You ask a tainted blackjack dealer, and he just writes on a sheet of paper and slides it across to you so he doesn't have to say it out loud. And when you look at the piece of paper, it says Azrael.
Ooh.
Things just got spicy.
I'm so glad I asked that. I'm going to say, what has happened to the movements of sand dealers since Fady got taken out?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's definitely slowed down. It seems like they are being cautious and careful since Fady got taken out. Doesn't seem like anybody knows who did it, just that it was bad.
Oof, good to know. Well, higgity heck yeah, guys, that's 3 questions.
That is 3 questions. After about a week of being down in the hole, Ezra, you have like fully blunted your sword, ruined it basically, carving "fuck you" into the side.
Every wall by this point. It's been a week.
On every wall. When all of a sudden, in the darkness, a very small light appears from one of the walls, as if one of those like speakeasy eye slits has been opened from the other side of a door, though there is no door there.
I look towards and say, "What do you want?"
If it isn't my old buddy Ezra.
I spit towards the direction. I probably miss, but I'm aiming for the slit.
Hey, what's the matter, you? You spit at Josh King, who appears on the other side of the wall, looking through that freshly appeared hole. Oh, Ezra, you really did a number on these walls. Take a look. I remember my first time in the hole. Oh, gotta say, I think I handled it better than you did.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you too, buddy. Have you thought about what you've done? About your, misbehavior?
If I say yes, are you gonna let me out?
Yeah. Boss said, it's time for you to come out. And the eye slit closes, and then a door opens where there was no door before, and you see the light of the world shining in on you, and you see Josh standing on the other side, looking smugly at you.
I try and like walk past him and like, do like the classic like shoulder barge past him,
Yeah, he lets you go, and just shouts at you as you walk out. Maybe think twice next time.
Fuck you.
Before you
read the wall.
And as you walk out, Ezra, you realize that you are in the like downstairs area of Azriel's restaurant that he always hangs out in. Like you see the bathrooms signs down here and customers walking down to get to the bathroom.
As a customer walks by, I say, "There's rats in the kitchen."
And it's like a man and a woman, and the man sort of like pulls his wife like closer to him as you say that. And so Ezra, you are able to climb up the stairs. You walk just into the restaurant, which is fully just like open for business, and there's customers and everything. And what do you plan to do now that you have your freedom once more?
So I just I walk around the side alleys of the strip, probably hoping somebody tries to mug me.
Just looking for trouble.
Until it's late, and then I decide to call Dale, actually, because I need somewhere to stay.
Dale, your phone rings. It is now Friday, March 29th.
I reflect, or rather Dale reflects, on the last evening he spent with Ezra prior to his apartment becoming a crime scene, then reflect to the night of his apartment becoming a crime scene. And I bitch button him.
Well, yeah, then I mean, I call Cris.
Ezra, where you been?
I'll tell you about it later. You got an extra bed? My house is a crime scene.
Yeah, it's been a crime scene for like a week.
Yep, demons. I'll tell you later. You got liquor? I need liquor.
Yeah, Bobby usually sleeps on the couch, so you can take his room.
Great.
And so Ezra heads over to Chris's place. We'll see how Bobby feels about having a roommate with Ezra.
Oh yeah.
But let's go back to Dale real quick before we finish things off for today. Dale, I think you hang up the phone, ignoring Ezra's call, right as you are finishing up a shift and pulling into your parking spot, and walking into your house. And as you open up the front door, you see Hannah. Hannah is there. She's sort of standing in front of a mirror that you have in your like living room foyer area right when you open the door. And she is clearly like touching up some makeup. And she has a really nice dress on.
Well, you look nice.
She sort of looks at you surprised and says, "Oh, well, look who it is. Look who decided to grace me with his presence for once."
I've been home all week.
Yeah, and you've barely said 2 words to me the entire time.
Is that really how she is?
It's already been established. It's canon, honey.
I do remember this being canon.
Did we establish if Hannah has a job?
I don't think we have. We'll say that she is like a receptionist at one of the hotels, like a front desk clerk.
Sure. Look, Hannah, work's just been really getting to me this week. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry.
And she looks a little sad at you, Dale. And she says, Oh, sweetie, you don't have anything to apologize for. Not like we're married anymore. And she grabs a purse off of a nearby hanger. And she says, "You got any plans for tonight? Or are you just gonna sit at home and watch more of those Alien Built the Pyramids TV shows that you like so much?"
I mean, if you want to do something.
Oh, Dale, I already have plans. I have a date.
A date?
Mm-hmm.
Dale just has a look of utter shock on his face. He doesn't quite know what to say. He just grumbles, "Well, having us time then."
Thank you, Dale. I really should be going. I don't want to keep Vinny waiting. He's such a gentleman. And she steps out of the house into her car and drives away.
I pull out my phone. I'm just going to text Cris and say, I think it's time.
Cris responds back with just like fireworks and excitement emojis.
No, not that. The bad it's time. I text back.
Aww. Frowny face.
That is the appropriate response.
What does Dale do for the rest of the evening?
Making a physical list of what possessions in the house are mine and what possessions in the house are Hannah's.
Yeah, the hours pass. You take out the pen and paper and start putting a list together, and you're sitting in your lazy boy, inventorying all of the everything that you've got in the house, right? When there is a forceful knock at the door.
Dale is going to cautiously and quietly walk over to a corner of the living room where a shotgun's stored and peek out the window.
And out the window, you see standing at your front door is a very handsome, young Japanese-American man with long black hair wearing a stylish windbreaker.
I very cautiously walk over to the front door and I make sure that I have one of those like door jams that's like the little chain.
Yeah, totally.
That hooks onto the frame. Yeah, I got that engaged and I just open it a crack to peek out. What do you want?
You open the door just a crack and you see that young man staring at you through the opening. And he says, "My name is Special Agent Ryan Arizona, and I need to talk to Dale Tillman next week on Escape the Dungeon." Thank you for listening to Escape the Dungeon. Escape the Dungeon is created by Dom Brass, Nate Brass, Zach Brass, and Mike Cripps, with editing and original music by Tyler Knittle. If you enjoyed this show, please consider subscribing and leaving a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. To find us on social media, go to escapethedungeonpod.com.